What's good, man? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different but just as exciting as Red just making a play. As y'all see, today we're posing the question, what if Le'Veon Bell had the Dallas O-line? Le'Veon off 12 games racked up 1,268 rush yards, averaging a quality 105.7 yards a game. Alongside Big Ben and AB, led the Steelers to another wild card berth. Zeke had an incredible rookie season with 1,631 rush yards off 15 games, averaging 108.7 yards a game. As a fan of Le'Veon as well as the running back community in general, what kind of season would Le'Veon have untampered behind the best O-line in the league? Because so many dynamics play a pivotal part in an NFL season, pre-existing injuries and injuries will be off for this challenge, so the end result will be as engaging as possible. The rosters are up to date as of January 20th. Bro, could you imagine if this was real? Alright, so as you can see, here is the current Cowboys roster, the exact roster as of January 20th. Same goes for the Steelers, they have the exact same team. Except Tony Romo was starting. Hold on. There we go. So right now I'm simulating to the playoffs. I figured it'd be easier to go week by week, see how Le'Veon did compared to, you know, going week by week. Saves you and I both some time. That is so ironic. We just hit the wild card round and we see that Dallas is taking on the Green Bay Packers. We finished with a 10-6 record. Alright, man, the most exciting part of the season. Let's go check out how he did this year. In week 1 of the season against the New York Giants, Le'Veon racked up 94 yards off 26 attempts, no touchdowns, had 3 broken tackles and only averaged 3.6 yards a game, so pretty slow start for Le'Veon. He didn't really start going until week 2 where he racked up 2 touchdowns off 73 yards. Not really what we're used to seeing with Le'Veon, but he's still getting used to the playbook. I'm going to figure at this point, didn't rush all that well, but still that 2 touchdowns definitely helped, just didn't get him the dub. In week 3, we see a bit of an improvement, racking up 97 yards off a 4.4 average and a touchdown in a very narrow victory over the Bears. Le'Veon didn't catch his big break until week 4, picking up the dub, had 120 rush yards, a 4.6 average and a touchdown. In week 5 of the regular season, Le'Veon exploded against the Cincinnati Bengals, racking up 195 yards, 11.5 average, which is incredible, 2 touchdowns, and all of 17 carries. His longest run of the day went for 84 yards, picked up a big dub against the Bengals, 41-20. Cowboy fans are going to be happy. The very next week, the Cowboys took on the Packers, and check out the stats, man. Aaron Rodgers at home at Lambeau threw 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Dak threw 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Le'Veon contributed by not picking up a touchdown but averaging 100 yards off 20 attempts and a 5 average. I wonder if it's going to be similar in this version of the postseason. Alright, we're going to jump ahead to week 9 now, where the Cowboys lost to the Browns 52-33. I don't quite know how that happened. How the fuck did Cleveland drop 24 points in the second and 21 in the fourth? Are you serious? Okay, so Le'Veon didn't play that well against the Browns. Don't know how accurate that is. Week 10, this is interesting. The 2 players that traded teams, the Cowboys and the Steelers, going up against each other. The Steelers took the dub though, 50-33. Le'Veon Bell had 122 yards on 13.6 average and a touchdown. Zeke shared the carries with D'Angelo Williams for whatever reason. Averaged 4.9 yards, so nothing too crazy there. I'm still looking for a big game. Le'Veon played pretty well against the Ravens and the Redskins. Le'Veon Bell against the Vikings racked up 126 yards and a touchdown. Definitely contributed in that dub. It's weird because the Cowboys are struggling against teams like Tampa Bay. That's no disrespect to any Tampa Bay fans. I'm just saying it's the Cowboys with Le'Veon Bell, you know what I mean? I'd say the same thing if they're going up against my Cardinals. He's had a good season, a lot of 100+ rushing performances, but nothing insane yet. Here we go. Game 15 against the Detroit Lions. Le'Veon with 134 yards, so a bit above his average. He's averaging between 95 and 120 yards so far in the season, so a bit of a breakout game against the Lions. 134 yards, 6.7 average and a touchdown. Last regular season game, Dallas barely avoids losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. Le'Veon Bell just under 100 yards with 1 touchdown. Still kind of looking like a I don't know, a bit above an average running back, but nothing too crazy. And that's going to wrap up the regular season. Jamaal Charles led the league by a lot, to be honest, followed by Le'Veon Bell. So that's kind of surprising that he finished second based off the season that he had. Playing behind the Dallas O-line, Le'Veon only averaged 0.7 more yards a game. He also finished with 1,702 rushing yards on the season. Zeke averaged 84.8 yards a game, but he did share that role with D'Angelo Williams. Why they didn't just start Zeke, I don't know. Alright, this is how we'll finish it off. We'll see if Dallas can get it done against Green Bay in the wild cards. Woo, man. I'm pretty hyped for this, low-key. I want to see if Dallas can get this dub with Le'Veon. And they did. Alright, let's go check out the stats for that one. So Dallas wins the game 41-35. That is so close. And it finished in overtime. Aaron Rodgers, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dak Prescott, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Le'Veon racking up 116 yards, 1 touchdown off 20 carries and a 5.8 average. I'll be damned. So the question still remains, Le'Veon didn't really improve his season that he had this year compared to the Steelers when we look at average stats. The only difference we have to figure out now is if Dallas can make a Super Bowl drive with Le'Veon. If they can make it past the divisional, that'll be pretty entertaining. Okay, so interesting result. The Cowboys come all the way from the wild cards to play the Falcons in the NFC Championship. As you know, 2 weeks earlier in the wild card game, we knocked out the Green Bay Packers, who had this spot in real life. Now this game, at this point that you're seeing this, has not been played yet, so I don't know the result. But with Le'Veon Bell, it's safe to say that he carried this team to the NFC Championship to face the Falcons instead of the Green Bay Packers. The Steelers are taking on the Pats. Now remember, as I just said, I have not seen the AFC Championship game yet at the point that you're seeing this. I've got the games up. You've got the Packers. I'm not sure if you can see this, by the way. Packers taking on the Falcons and the Steelers taking on the Pats. Now in our representation, we have the Steelers taking on the Pats, which actually happened in real life, and the Cowboys instead of the Packers taking on the Falcons. Alright, let's check out what happens, man. Dallas taking on the Falcons. Let's get it. So in the conference championship game, the Pats destroyed the Steelers 58-28. Let's go check out the stats real quick. Tom Brady does what he normally does. Ben Roethlisberger with 4 interceptions and 1 touchdown. LeGarrette Blount does what he normally does, 104 yards, 5.2 average. Zeke averaged what he averaged during the season, about 85 yards, but no breakout game for Zeke in the championship. Now checking out the NFC Championship, the Cowboys beat the Falcons 52-31. Let's go check out the players' stats real quick. Holy shit, Mr. Jiggleman, calm down. Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Matt Ryan, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions as well. Le'Veon played a bit above his average, not by much, so only by about 4 yards. Picked up 2 touchdowns, a 5.4 average in the game off 20 carries. So far, the game has been pretty accurate to the real life scenario, but in this reality, Le'Veon is enough to carry the Dallas Cowboys all the way to the Super Bowl, taking on the Pats. Now, we might have just cracked onto something crazy right here. Let's advance to the offseason and let's check out who's going to take the Super Bowl, the Pats or the Cowboys. New England dominates the Dallas Cowboys 42-17. Now, LeGarrette Blount outdoes Le'Veon Bell in the Super Bowl. He picks up 2 touchdowns, averages a little bit more, but that shouldn't be the difference with a complete superstar like Le'Veon Bell. I hope you guys enjoyed the what if scenario. What if Le'Veon Bell played for the Dallas Cowboys? What sort of difference would it make for his regular season stats alongside determining the NFL result? Now the differences we saw in the season were Le'Veon Bell averaged 0.7 extra yards a game, and that's playing 16 full games. The NFL felt the difference. The divisional round was crazy accurate, as well as the AFC and NFC championships. We knocked out the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round, which made all the difference. And the presence of Le'Veon Bell was enough to carry Dallas to the Super Bowl, which is what so many people thought would happen this year. Now, unfortunately, he couldn't get it done, but it was still crazy to see that Le'Veon made that much of a difference despite not really averaging more than what he did at the Steelers. That being said, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys have any more suggestions, don't forget to leave them down in the comments section. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I will catch you back next time, man. I'm out. Peace.